Holy. 2 OT members versus the 1 R2 guy in his little 2x2 with the door box. And we're going to see if he's going to be able to... All right, guys, we're going to go talk to the OT team at any second now. See how they're doing.
There, so we can respawn.
That's very true, yeah. Like on the back side.
Just need people to put down beds.
I mean, there's not really much we can do about that right now. I don't think.
Nah, we're too far, man. We gotta stay for the attack.
No,
we just gotta pray that those guys win that, because if we lose that mid, we're choked.
If we break one of their nexus, it's even good.
Is there a way for them to put a bed in the middle nexus for us
That's what
somehow?
I'm saying. The mini team that showed up, if they have extra supplies, and someone from the main team can put down a bed. And we have a respawn.
Whoever's right. Okay, yeah, we're good.
I mean, it looks like we're getting this for free, no? Extra.
Do we have loads of cannons on here?
They got one boat coming after us.
Never mind.
They got one boat.
Yeah, one B-24.
It's fast. It looks like it might be a smaller one, so we might be fine.
It's what team is it? Team 2. I mean,
2.
it could be a lot. It could be a lot of people, but
we got
it
this.
could also not be. We just gotta low-key pray that our guys on mid nexus don't lose, because if they lose that, like, we're low-key pretty choked.
The people that are on the boat going, are we able to respawn like on middle nexus? Does anyone know? Because if we can, we should. If you have us
All right, a little bit of chaos going on right there. Trying to get an interview in, but it seems like they are just a little locked in, not able to get anything off. Okay, and let's see what's going on. Let's see what's gonna happen here. OT kind of trying to defend a little bit of that south nexus, but wow, the map looks crazy when you can see just how many boats are everywhere, trying to do everything at the same time, trying to stay organized. You know, we're gonna have to really see some teamwork really coming out from both of these guys to accomplish what goals they want to do. And it seems like R2 is actually, you know, doing it a little better than OT at the moment, able to execute these plans precisely and get it done. But R2 kind of making their way towards the main OT spawn right now. Kind of getting up in their grill early on. Oh, and it looks like R2 has just boarded someone's vessel and taken it out. They are menaces on the sea. They don't want anyone else floating but them. Oh, goodness. That is a lot of guys out there on that little boat, man. And that boat is going to sink. And oh, he almost sunk with it. Then get that buddy out of there. Almost going down with the enemy ship. Not exactly probably what they wanted to see happen. In the middle nexus, now getting chipped away, as well as the south nexus. OT has to do something, but look at that, R2 finally getting one of their nexuses hit a little bit. The south nexus slowly starting to die just a bit. And these R2 members just chipping away, doing what they want to accomplish. But man, are we seeing OT players slowly start to arrive through this fight? I'm seeing walls, I'm hearing shots. They might actually be trying to counter this. And that was a big cannonball. That guy almost got smoked by that. I think we need to go check out the R2 South Nexus, and that is what we need to see, OT. That is what we need to have happen. Look at all of those cannons firing at the South Nexus. The South Nexus slowly losing health, not able to probably survive this. We'll see if R2 is going to be able to pull up in time to stop this progression. But at the same time, the middle and South OT Nexus are both falling, At any moment now, we're going to see them be able to attack the main Nexus, and that is when it is going to get interesting. That is when it's going to get aggressive. And as we see here, OT is actually spawning at the middle Nexus, trying to PvP. As we see here on the left side, this little mushroom thing actually has beds right there for these players to respawn and defend their middle Nexus. The middle Nexus are going to be hot. That is one of the closest areas for these teams to come in. And it looks like OT does not want them here. It looks like they're going to try to push this R2 group out and stop this momentum from taking out their middle Nexus. And man, that's what they need. They need to get players in here to stop all of this from happening. Oh, that poor guy just got deleted. It looks like they're trying to fire cannonballs at them, but man, that is a lot of R2 members on that left boat right there, and they are going to rain down cannon fire on these progressing players. But I think in this situation, R2 is not going to be able to do anything against that many OT players spawning at the middle Nexus. Everybody wants to be at this party, but if everyone's at this party, where's everybody at? Where's everyone else? We have to figure that out fast. You know, it is one thing to have to defend, but you're taking a lot of players away from other things that could be getting done and taking out other people's nexuses. That is a lot of players. That is a lot of people right there. One of the members going down on the right side. Sin is trying to hold the beach for the Spartak and Bernie guy, but is he going to be able to hold that area down? Spartak now pushing up with a wall of fire behind him. Sin's not going to hit any shots on him as he goes around that wall again, and he's actually going to get dropped right there, taken out. Bernie now looking to see if he can clean that up. Is he going to be able to? He's not. Sin is going to get a nice little two-piece right there, defending his beach. As we see an OT boat coming up from the backside right now. R2 starting to get pinched right here. Who knows if they're going to be actually able to get out of this? The tables have turned really fast for them in this situation. No way for them to get back onto land. Respawns are only going to be on their boat. Bed timers are going to be happening, and there is no way for them to access their cannons without actually getting shot. R2 might have to relocate and try to find a new position right here as the OT boat pulls up, and it looks like they're going to board that boat and take him out, as Bernie's the only guy on the left side of that boat. Mr. Swinter, boat, and those guys are in for it right there as another OT boat pulls up from behind. It looks like that final boat has been crafted, and they are ready to keep shooting cannons. I think it's just Fendi on there, though. There's no one else on that boat. It's a big boat. Two players. Carl Z and Fendi. The Estonian Warriors getting after it right there, folks. And OT really putting the aggression on these R2 members. Really showing them that, hey, we're just not out of this game yet, folks. We still are here, and we're here to battle it out. He just got taken out. R2 takes their boat back. They were not able to board it, man, and look at that. They're going to respawn and die immediately. How can you not have a door on your boat? That was easy pickings. That guy pushed in there a little too aggressive, and he's going to lose his respawn, as well as kind of provide some cover for his boat, using the other team's boat. Boat cover. Oh, one member from R2 is going to get taken out right there, trying to shoot some cannonballs, but not able to do it. Oh, my goodness, and look at that. The captain. Captain Henry leading his charge into this fight right here with his guys on his boat. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. And who's on this thing? Oh, more R2 reinforcements are coming slowly back into this fight right here. Let's see, dude. There's so many people, so much action going on. It's actually so much fun to watch this. FPS can't even survive with this many people here. That R2 boat absolutely being surrounded and swarmed. I think the biggest thing is it's just stopping them from shooting those cannonballs, man. That Nexus was gonna fall. That Nexus was in an area to absolutely get taken over. Oh, and look at the amount of people on this OT boat coming up from behind, and they got to sink these ships before they let them get back into this fight. You know, you can keep killing them, but man, they got beds. They're just going to keep respawning and coming back into this. OT wants that one little boat. They're chasing them after him, but man, I want to see these guys get on the cannon and start trying to take out these R2 respawns. Eliminate them out of there. They are circling them right now with cannon fire, ready to take them out. Little render out right there. Trust me, the boat did not sink. It is still there. Tazo slowly starting to swim his way over there. He's gonna get in the water and see if he can get out there. And OT's Nexus is somewhat starting to actually fall on the other side. I think that we're seeing them actually get taken out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is going to be a problem right there. Attack chopper with Mr. Kron healing up. Probably going to get in there and do some damage with that thing, man. Helicopter via boat. If I see someone take out a helicopter today, an attack chopper with a cannon, you get a golden star. That would be insane. Kron taking off right here from the OT main island, putting his heavy pod on, ready to get into the business here. That is going to be a destructive force in this event right there. Kron rolling in hot. Coming in hot right there. And Kralsey just letting these cannonballs fly, putting that boat to good work this time. In R2, I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to this one. I don't think they're going to be able to take that Nexus just yet. Just yet. Just a little bit. Just let these things fly, son. Let these things fly. They might be shooting one of their own people's boats. You know, that little boat's still in there, shoved in there. Aim for the players with the cannonballs, boys. Take them out. Couple of the OT members now making their way up onto this boat. Tuna not able to find his way onto the deck just yet, but man, it looks like they're going to be able to take and pull those guys out and shoot them. Get them through there. Cannonball. And it looks like OT is slowly going to surround this. Yeah, send a cannonball right to that guy. Oh, that was almost a direct hit. Uh-oh. And this is not good for the R2 squad right there as rockets rain out from Mr. Kron in the attack chopper. And it looks like they're all going to spray the attack chopper because that thing is bad news, especially for all those players sitting there on the cannons. Not much that you could do. But it might be difficult for Kron to be able to get an angle on this with no passenger either. He's not going to be able to get meted up or healed from this. So he's going to have to play this really smart and make sure that he's able to get back to one of his islands before being taken out. Oh, look at that. He got a passenger. Mr. Gingerbread Man is there to accompany him, so at least he's not lonely. As he's going to go in for a second dive right here, trying to send some rockets into this OT South Nexus to stop the momentum from R2. R2 absolutely running these guys down right now. Oh, goodness. A few of those might hit as we see these guys all hit the water. They're going to abandon ship to try to stay away from those rockets. Kron down to 58 HP right now. I think he's going to tuck tail and try to run and try to get some heals off somewhere else that's not as hot. It's a little hot right there. The block is hot, guys. But it definitely stopped them for a few minutes. Kron applying some pressure that is well needed as we see the middle and south nexus both within striking and finishing distance of R2. South nexus probably going down at any time now. And this is the R2 South Nexus. Looks like it is being, you know, it looks like Freelo right now. I don't think anyone is getting in there to try to take that out at the moment. Nice and quiet for them. This is what they needed. They needed a place to just kind of, you know, send some cannonballs and do some work as both of their own nexuses are about to fall. Not the best. Not the best situation, you know? Hopefully this can build a little momentum for them. South Nexus now down at half HP for R2, and it looks like the South Nexus for OT is going to fall, guys. One Nexus is left for OT, their middle one, down to about 25 HP, less than that. As you see, Nexus falling right there. And all these R2 members are going to pack up ship and make their way to the middle Nexus, where we are going to see OT defending with their life. With their life, to try to hold them off long enough that maybe OT can do some damage to R2 in this situation and get back into this fight. Filthy little headshot. Filthy little headshot right there. OGs and R2 is now surrounding OT on their mushroom in the middle Nexus. They need to take out that middle Nexus. R2 is now going to be sending all of their resources to that to try to take it out. And is OT going to be able to withstand this giant push right now from this team? So many members on the right side trying to make their way around, trying to get a foothold onto this Nexus, trying to get to the boats on that side of the island so that they could stop all of these cannonballs from raining out. But it is not looking good for them, even with the OT respawns right there from the mushroom. Are they going to be able to do it? Who knows? They do have a lot of players, in R2's numbers are dwindling on this side of the island. You know, it's kind of hard to just unlimitedly hold that without getting taken out when people are spawning in left and right there to ruin your day. OT middle Nexus down to about 10 HP, I would say, though. Raxon right there, doing pretty freaking well, though. Able to hold it down, having some great positioning on the rock, stopping that forward progression. But you can't do much when there's 50 of these dudes charging you, brother. You gotta run, tuck tail, and get out of there, wall up, and try to med. And that's exactly what he's going to do as OT tries to make their way to the other side of the island and stop these cannonballs from flying and taking out their middle Nexus. But cannonballs are still landing. OT has to stop that as this middle Nexus is slowly starting to fall piece by piece. Less than 5 HP? 5%? 5% of the way there? And I don't think that this is going to be a good enough push from OT. I don't think that they're going to have it. I don't think they're going to be able to stop this middle Nexus from falling and allowing R2 to push to the main island to take them out of this event. Are they going to be able to do this? Who knows? Oh gosh, cannonballs raining out left and right as it looks like this middle Nexus is going to fall at any moment now. The push by OT was just a tad too late right there. Not able to get there in time to push this group off of this Nexus, and I think we're going to see it go down in fire.
That's good, bro.
Any second now.
0403 asks, how are you?
Chilling, homie.
And you know, it's going to be interesting to see all of these R2 members just absolutely go crazy pushing this middle Nexus from OT. And if OT is going to be able to actually defend that last Nexus is the main Nexus. The main Nexus will unlock after this. And that is it. It is now unlocked. OT is now vulnerable to be taken out of this event now. They can go and attack their main Nexus on their main island. R2 gonna have to group up and figure out how they want to approach this. We might just see them F1 here and just get back on their boats and respawn and go crazy. But it's starting to look grim here. It's not looking the best, you know? At least, you know, R2 South Nexus is less than half HP for this team. Maybe. Who knows? Oh my goodness, I was wondering what the heck I was hearing right there. And Kron, I think that was your own boat. I think that was your teammates that you're shooting at. Who knows? Kron not letting these guys get away, circling them in this attack chopper right here, looking to see where they're going to go. Probably call that out to his team. And I think they're going to head straight for OT's main Nexus. Shots are a little behind. Shots are a little behind, but you know, that might be difficult. I don't know many people that have practiced that just yet. Oh, and that is going to fall right there. That boat is going to sink right there as Plush and Skresh go down in the ocean. Hopefully they can swim. Get back to that. Kron making his way out of that situation, trying to figure out what he can do to help out his team here. And look at that. That little boat is still in there. That is an OT boat. But the bed's gone now. There's no respawns on it. It's just going to sit and live there. And OT doesn't really want these guys to get out of this area. Kron only a few shots away from going down right here. He's going to have to get to one of these islands and med up, get some health back on the board. Interesting name. Interesting name right there. As we see here, R2 now starting to land onto the beach, making landfall for the OT main Nexus. And gosh, there are going to be a lot of boats pulling up. I would love to see the map at this point and see where all of these teams are spreading out and taking advantage of all the Nexuses being gone. But look at that, North Nexus almost going down now for R2 as well as the South, down to less than 50 HP. Not the worst, but man, they're going to have to focus up fast if they want to defend their main Nexus here. R2 trying to make landfall and just bringing in as many troops as they can into this final fight. Uh-oh, and look at that. It is going to start taking cannon fire right here. So many shots ringing out right now. Oh gosh, look at all of these R2 boats pulling up right now. It is an invasion. Invasion. A little bit of throttling going on there. Holy moly. It's going to be awesome to see all these players converge into this final area. But it looks like they're just going to kind of park their boats to the side. And that's the tough part. OT can't just stay on the shore the entire time. They are going to have to get out there and take out these boats. And man, R2 now just letting cannonballs fly. They are here to win this. And you can tell by the way their form is that they have been doing this now for a while. Oh gosh, OT, you're gonna have to get a boat fast and scramble out there and stop these guys from shooting all these rockets at your Nexus. Your Nexus is falling fast. This might not be good for them. All of the players are gonna have to F1 and get back here. It doesn't matter if they're attacking a Nexus. This needs to be defended. If this falls, that is it for them. And a lot of the R2 members swimming on the left side are gonna be making landfall any moment now. Here's that you hear those guys talking. They are locked in, ready to go. Carlsy trying to join the fight, trying to see what he can do for this situation. A few shots ringing out right there. He's able to get one hit marker. 2 hit markers. Woo, 2 shots. though. It looks like R2 has started to actually get landfall right here. They've got a couple people on this beach getting a foothold, probably going to be able to wipe out a few of those guys shooting at their teammate to allow them to start getting some more cannonballs off. As you've seen, the cannonballs have slowly stopped right here as OT has really started spawning back in. But oh my goodness, they are being invaded right now. They are making landfall fast. Look at all these members swimming up, trying to get into this fight. OT does not know that they're about 10, 15 plus dudes in the water about to join up. They're about to go crazy. This might be looking grim. This is literally D-Day, folks. This is literally D-Day. They are invading them right now. Land the boats, boys, and get up on the shore. You know, I will have to say at least Team USA did on one today for one hockey, but it's not looking good for OT right now. Not looking good right now. The Russian invasion has come. And it is coming fast. It looks like one of the OT boats have actually spawned up behind them and is trying to make their way into this, but it's starting to look grim. You know, you can get as many R2 members as you want on the beach, but the respawns are what's going to kill you. You know, they're kind of one-lifing when their beds are already on there. And look at all these OT members running into the fight. Kron somehow still alive in that attack chopper, being able to hold it down. B31 on the left side as well, and a few other guys holding down that whole entire group. Not a bad area to be. They're kind of really pinning those guys down. But man, the cannon fire has stopped for a minute, but it looks like R2 is really aggressing towards their Nexus. If they can kind of hold that Nexus, push these players back to where they aren't able to see their boats, there's no chance for them to be able to shoot these guys while they're just raining down cannonballs on the team. And oh gosh, man, they are walling up. Get into the bunkers, kip the barbed wire, and get a foothold going at this OT main Nexus. There's a hole in that Nexus. Also with a nice little frag right there. Now he's gonna be looking at the boat, but oh my goodness, your walls are getting deleted. Left and right, there are so many players surrounding you, buddy. He is putting up a great effort, trying to defend that thing with the best of his life, trying to get his team in a spot where they can maybe do something and get something out of this. But man, it is so hard when you have that many players shooting you from that many angles. Carlsy with another one. Let's go, buddy. Is he going to get the third? He's not. He's going to get taken out right there. Valiant effort, though, from Carlsy, doing a good job trying to hold it down as he's going to spawn back in on the island and run. And I think I hear the cannonball starting to fly, folks, as R2 is slowly making their way up, pushing this OT squad back to where they are not able to stop them from rocketing. Not a good sign, guys. Not a good sign. It's getting close. Jesus, Kron's still somehow alive in this attack chopper. I thought we would have just seen 20 people try to spray this thing out of the sky as soon as it started happening. Where's he going? Where this guy's going? R2 kind of losing some numbers, though. It's kind of hard to be able to defend against their main island when their respawns are right there. Nothing you could really do against that fight. Never mind. There's about 100 of them over there. They're just not rendered in. I see them crawling like ants all over this arena. I take back that comp. Holy. They are all over this island. And as we see, the R2 is slowly starting to chip away at that main Nexus. Cannonball's firing out, but is OT gonna be able to get some momentum here, get a foothold in this fight, and push these guys back? Carlsy right here looking around, see if he's going to face check one. He's going to get one with the last board right there. He's going to have to heal up fast and try to get back into this. Oh, ouch. That one hurt, but his teammate's going to get him as he triples him. And man, that was a lot of crunches. OT Nexus down. Main Nexus down to about 80 HP now. Almost getting there. And it looks like they're going to be landing here to actually get some resupplies. Maybe get like an L9 or two and just start clicking heads on these guys firing the cannonball, seeing if they can stop it. But he's hovering for his boy KQ right now. And this is one of the little floating, loot spots that they can go and get items. We haven't really seen a lot of people pushing this, but it's nice to be seeing it utilized by at least 2 players. Admin, get out of there. What are you doing? You're stopping PainQ. What was that? That was interesting. That was interesting for sure. Admin grief, that's why we lost the event. No excuses, but making excuses. Girls are here trying to loot up. I wonder if he's trying to get going here. Looks like he's just trying to get some stuff from mittens and some other interesting things. Kinda looks like OT is actually starting to clear out this map right now. It looks like they're slowly starting to clear this island, pushing these guys back. Not a lot of R2 members at the top of the Nexus anymore, but cannonballs are still flying, and that is what has to be taken care of. Starting to get just a little laggy, but that's okay. And is that 2 boats? 2 boats right here. The R2 boat on the left side, but the OT boat has got some great peaks, and it looks like they're going to actually be able to take out these R2 guys. It looks like they might be trying to back up, trying to get out of this situation. Looks like Yeba is still able to fly it. Whoa. That wall went away for a minute. What the heck was that? OT main Nexus down. It's about, I would say, 70 HP. Cannonball's still flying, but not as much as before, that is for sure. R2 now making their way back to land. Trying to take the pressure off of their boats here. There's the mushroom. That's the mushroom. Some respawns right there. There are beds up inside of there where these guys can actually choose to respawn. And, this team R2, when they're underneath that little mushroom right there, they cannot see up into that. They immediately have the disadvantage trying to fight that right there. But R2 getting pushed back pretty tough right here. OT actually able to take this guys back to the ocean. Send them back to it. Rupert Jones at yahoo.com. Really trying to fight it out right there. Trying to hold it down for his team. Oh, and I think Kron has just entered the fight once again. I hear rockets flying out, landing on that little boat right there. And is that boat going to be able to take much more? Who knows? Who knows? This is chaos. This is what I imagine D-Day being like. Going nuts. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is insane. You see all the little cannons they're placing with the walls right here? That is actually so cool. They're able to cover themselves from the sides while shooting cannonballs directly at that. It is a full wall of cannons here. And I think we might have seen an R2 boat go down over there. Quite a few guys swimming in the ocean right now. Scress right there, trying to make his way up. As HVs are landing left and right. IRS is going to take him out right there. IRS, this is his dock, baby. This is his dock. Get away from it. He's laying down the law. I would just get on that cannon and let one eat into the water, buddy. that guy's name's Slowpoke? Interesting. Oh, it's not his dock. Not his dock anymore. But over here, this is OT's dock for sure. They're holding this one down. They're holding this down right here, right outside of their mushroom respawn. They're going to get on the cannons and actually start returning fire into some of these boats. Perfect synchronization right there. Wow, that was like watching Olympic diving. No, they're just same exact thing at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, that guy's going to get taken out from the middle of nowhere, from the side right there on the right side. Now they're getting shot, maybe from behind, actually. Who knows? They are. And look at this. R2 actually getting an insane foothold right here on the island, pushing everyone out. They have made landfall. Land the landing ships. Get the boys in there. Get to business, as rockets are not going to be able to take anything out here. It is just going to be cannonball fire. Ron's trying to do as much as he can up there in that attack helicopter, but man, can you even do anything at this point? Can you even do anything? Just giving those guys time to send cannonballs and get shots off is what they need to do. Stall as hard as they can. Stop these OT guys. OT able to break a little bit out of the left side here, kind of setting back towards their spawn. Think they might try to wrap around here and get back to on top of the hill where those R2 guys are holding them from. That boat is doing work right there. Even though it's only two guys, those guys have been non-stop firing for the last 10 minutes. They have not stopped. As we see this OT main Nexus drop down to about 60 HP in this situation. They have got to stop these guys or it's going to be over. But man, look at all of those guys on the cannons taking out that R2 respawn right there. They are going to sink that thing fast with 4 of them on those. Ooh, and I Love God doing the ring around the rosy, able to take out IRS right there. He's going to have to wall up though and pray that he doesn't get pushed by one of these guys. But a lot of these members trying to make landfall right now, and I feel like that is the biggest thing. Trying to keep these R2 guys off of the island has just been impossible for these guys so far in this event. So much firing going down. Once again, looking at the beautiful Hypertune Island right here, you guys. Huge shout out to our sponsor. Gorgeous island, gorgeous weather once again. Beautiful day. Beautiful day out here. Wow, that guy just got sprayed by like 3 different people. Poor R2 guy got deleted. He didn't even know what the hell hit him there. And that is trouble right there. 4 cannons ready to keep firing in unison. They are going to have to stop this boat. That is a big boat. She is chunky, son. She is chunky. I like that boat a lot, actually. Might be a contender for the Davy Jones award. That's a lot of R2 members right here, grouped up. Not a lot of cannon firing going on. I guess they are just, you know, ADS and keeping those guys off of their beach. And a lot of cannon fire starting to ring off right now. And it'd be interesting, you know, it almost feels like you're not seeing the entire group of R2 here, but being on bags, getting the respawns, and having to push this island with the disadvantage could be so difficult. It's amazing that they've made as many footholds as they can in this fight. That might be smart, stopping where OT can build their boat so that they cannot make anything to get back into this fight. That might actually be a huge hold right here. We didn't even think about that earlier. No way for them to make any more boats and get out there to stop this team. And look at that, the main Nexus is going to drop to 50 HP at any second now. Uh-oh, and look at that OT Dingo laying down some rockets right there. Is he going to die? He is. Oh no, but it's going to survive. It's gonna survive. They gotta be stoked about that. That thing's gotta be low HP though. That's not good. That's not what they wanted to see here, guys. R2 is now going to steal the attack heli from them and bring it into the fight. It is going to be raining hell from the ground, but does it have enough HP? It does not look like it does, as he's going to get killed, and that thing is going to go kaboom on the ground. No chance for that heli. Almost had it, but yeah, it couldn't have had anything more than 150, 200 HP. So OT really took care of that fast with, you know, the air defense. No problem for them. No problem for them in that situation. And look at this, R2 now all over this Nexus. This is their Nexus at this point, guys. This thing's dropping down to about 40 HP now. Not exactly what they wanted to see, as OT is losing control of this slowly but surely. They're hopping around a little bit. Cannonball still landing on it. We just saw a cannonball zip by our head. I almost ducked IRL for that. And as we see here, this is actually one of the beds that they are able to respawn on right here. This is one of the OT beds, one of the mushrooms that you're able to respawn on. And on each side, you're able to drop down and then look down at where the players are. Kind of having that advantage getting back into the fight. That's how these guys are able to get back here so fast. And it looks like OT now has pushed those players off of the Nexus right there. But it's not going to do much when you still got cannons ripping out left and right. So much chaos. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at this point. You know, there's a lot of the same things happening. And look at this. R2 is actually using the OT boat. Respawn to build another boat. They're going to get it out and place down a lot of cannons that hopefully speed this up. But man, that's a lot of OT members right there. Are they going to be able to successfully build this, get more cannons down, and hold it without getting pushed out by the OT guys? Who knows? OT is slowly starting to make their way into the water onto one of those boats, which is huge. But man, R2 has got some setup over here, and that is a lot of people. Look, they're also setting up little stations over there on the left side. This might be the meta. Just set up a whole bunch of temporary boats with cannons on them to keep firing and get that Nexus down. That is huge right there. What a smart play to do that. At this point, we have seen the OT Nexus get down to about 30 HP here. It is starting to get really close for them. what a fun event for both of these teams. I bet everyone has had a blast doing this today. It's such a unique thing, such an awesome thing that we could bring into the game. And I've had such a good time doing this today. It's so much fun watching this. This is an absolute blast. Look at that, PanQ by himself there, laying down the law with that one cannon. Good for him. Oh, I spoke too early. I'm sorry. I totally jinxed you there, man. That was bad. Guy just got murdered. Murdered from out of nowhere. Whew. And it looks like R2 is slowly starting to clean up that mess that was pushing their boat right there. They're going to wipe everyone off of that. But man, look at a whole nother firing barrage right there. 4 cannons set up. But a lot of the OT members now kind of pushing on the right side of this beach. Are they going to be able to get out and get this? Who knows, man? It's got to be hard to swim to this. As one of the R2 boats actually starts taking off right there. What's happening here? OT? Oh. And I think we're going to see a couple of the OT guys trying to attack the other Nexus. Maybe take a little bit of the pressure off of these 8 other, of these group. Take the R2 off of the main Nexus. They are going to have to defend, but man, that decision might be a little too late in the game at this point. The OT Nexus is probably down to about 25 HP right now. Who knows if they're going to be able to actually take and do anything, and if R2 is even going to care. They might just let these Nexuses fall. I guarantee they just let this go at this point in the game. Not much you can do. Not much you can do here. I think if this plan was executed, maybe 20 minutes ago, might have worked. And another group is going to be doing the same thing. It looks like they're actually starting to get these little shooting platforms set up. Not a lot of cover on them if they start getting shot from the side, but as many cannons as you can bring into this fight is what they need to do. Oh, and that boat just went down. One of the R2 boats just went down. PanQ with the final shot on that, able to eliminate that boat. That was big. That's going to eliminate some respawns too. But man, the OT main Nexus not looking too hot right now. Not looking too hot, folks. What, a cannonball I just missed? But he airballed that thing. Holy moly. Get that guy off the cannon. 20 about 20% of the way there. God, and they just cannot stop this. R2 all over this Nexus now, letting those boats have free reign at this. No shot for them. And guys, this is big. This is huge news. I think we might see OT take one Nexus in this event. The south one looks like it's about to fall. But the OT main Nexus down to about 10% of its health. And cannonballs are just raining in there. Almost no stopping this at this point. And once that shooting platform got down, it got deadly fast. Am I seeing 8 cannons alone in that one shooting platform? I think I am. That is huge right there. Getting all of their team members on it, and you can literally see this Nexus losing its health slowly but surely, man. They're attacking the North Nexus here. Maybe some scoreboard stuff. Oh my goodness, Carls, he keeps shooting. Don't even care about those guys. You're gonna have to stop it. Quite the effort, but the effort was too late. Good execution, but the execution was not there. Did I just see the main Nexus? Okay. I thought the main Nexus just went to half health for a minute. I was confused for a second there. Main Nexus, probably with about less than 5% of its HP left in this fight. R2 absolutely controlling the middle of this area, not able to even let these OT guys have a single chance at stopping them in this event so far. Got it in another move. And guys, this is about to be it. This is about to be the end of the event. I think it's going down any second now. As we see a sliver of health remaining on the OT Nexus, I think we are going to see an R2 victory any second now coming out of this event. Cannonballs raining left and right as we almost cannot even see any health. But what's that? It went back up again. What is this? It's regenerating. Oh my. Oh my. Any second now, we're about to see a victory from them as OT tries so desperately to try to get back into this fight. I don't think it is gonna work as R2 is getting ready to pop the champagne bottles and celebrate this victory. I thought it was closer. But the big question is, will the south nexus of R2 get eliminated before the main nexus of OT goes? Let's see. That's what they're going to be racing for at this point, guys. R2 is here to show everyone that they